There are a lot of misconceptions regarding the laser removal of an SMP. And in this video, I'm going to discuss the top 5 important questions I'm asked regarding removal of the SMP. Because there are so many falsehoods out there, it's really important to understand what you're getting into before you start your first session. Hi, I'm Dr. Messina. I'm the president of Dr. Undo Tattoo. First question is, can you fade my SMP? Yes, you can, but it's a little different than fading a regular tattoo. You see, a regular tattoo has a very large volume of ink, and when you laser it, each session, it tends to fade a little bit. So you can fade a regular tattoo. The problem with trying to fade an SMP is every little dot has a small volume of ink in it, and no two volumes are going to be the same. Therefore, when you hit it, that first session, some of the little spots might completely disappear, the ones that have less ink in it. Which means that when you try to fade it, it might not fade evenly. You might have a few resistant spots and then an area where there are no spots at all. So it could start to look very patchy. So yes, you can fade SMP, but I can't assure you that it's going to fade evenly. Number 2. Is the laser going to kill what hair follicles I might have because I don't want to be completely bald? Well, the good news is the lasers for SMP should be only 2 types, either a Q-switched or a picosecond. I prefer the Q-switched YAG because it works like a little sledgehammer and it really gets the job done. Both of those lasers are firing so fast that they don't put enough heat into the follicle to kill it. So you cannot lose your hair permanently. What little follicles you might have on your head are not going to be harmed by the laser SMP removal. Now, sometimes though, if you shave your head, which is what I prefer, to have a shaved head before we laser it, that hair might grow back slightly slower at first, but don't worry, it will grow back. Number 3, will it burn and scar me? The answer is no, and I can't figure out where that rumor came from. The only thing I could think of is certain cosmetic inks and some of the older inks may have had some metallic particles in there. When we would laser them, they would actually spark. It never burned the skin, but I wonder if that's where that concern stems from. But in any event, I have never had any burning and scarring of SMP. Now, with that being said, you have to make sure you go to somebody who knows what they're doing, especially if you're a darker skin tone, because you're going to be lasering a very large area if it's your whole scalp. Number 4, can I just laser off a piece? And yes, you actually can. It's very common. A lot of the times when the artist is doing it, especially at the widow's peaks, they tend to over-exaggerate it and make a very sharp, almost check mark angle. And a lot of the patients eventually get tired of that look. So what I usually have them do is take a white grease pencil, an eyeliner marker actually, and line down where you want it to be removed. I then make it sharp by putting a tongue depressor on and lasering that area that you want done. So yes, you can just laser off a part of your SMP. And finally, and this is the big one for all tattoo removal, how many sessions is it going to require? Well, let's look at it. I do have a video on the number of sessions for a regular tattoo. And the important factors was your skin tone. The darker skin tones need more session. The location on the body, the higher up the better. The color, black, the best. And the volume of ink. Those are all important factors. Well, let's look at SMP. It's on the top of the head, perfect spot. It's usually black, perfect color. The volume of ink is extremely low. Perfect. Therefore, you're going to need anywhere between 1 and 5 sessions in my experience. Probably most of my patients fall into the number 3. 3 sessions and they're pretty satisfied, each session being spaced at least 6 weeks apart when using a Q-switch. And that's if you're light colored skin. So there, yes, you can definitely remove SMP safely and effectively with Q-switch lasers. So laser technology will definitely help your SMP. Hey, if you watch this video and you enjoy my series, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, and hit the bell. You're really going to help me maintain this channel, especially in my retirement years. Take care, have a good day, and I hope you learned something. If you have an SMP and you hate it, go ahead, you could take it off.